Machu Picchu, YouTube versus reality. What it's really like.
Machu Picchu is majestic, marvelous, magical. But unfortunately, it's easy to mess up your once-in-a-lifetime visit. Avoid the mistakes we made. This trip is not as simple as YouTube makes it seem.
But it is just as beautiful and worthwhile as you've seen on YouTube. You can maximize your enjoyment by learning from what we wish we had known ahead of time.
We made costly booking mistakes,
Clothing and gear mistakes,
painful sunburn mistakes.
and exhausting timing mistakes.
We also made some excellent decisions that enhanced our experience to this remarkable UNESCO World Heritage Site high in the Andes Mountains of Peru.
We'll share our true experience so you can make your own choices about how much time and money to spend on your trip to incredible Machu Picchu.
We're Scott and Maddie with Touchdown Money Travel. We slow travel the world while making money online. YouTube makes it seem like you simply book an entrance ticket online, then a bus ticket, rail ticket, and plane ticket to Cusco, and your hardest decision is whether or not to pay for a tour guide. But there are way more pitfalls.
YouTubers don't express the urgency for booking your Machu Picchu ticket.
The reality is, book your Machu Picchu ticket on the official Peruvian Ministry of Culture website about 3 to 4 months before you plan to enter. This is extra important if you go during the most popular months, May through October. We went during the dry season, which is May through November. This is when most people want to see Machu Picchu because you're less likely to have your views blocked by clouds. Remember, you only get a few hours to walk the circuit, so if you go during the rainy season, there's a chance you might not see as much. I think YouTubers should talk about this more.
We did not book months in advance, and the circuit we wanted was sold out. Since we had already purchased flights to Peru, this left us with just 2 options. 1, stand in line super early to try to get next day tickets.
Or hire a tour on a site like Viator. So that's what we did.
And it worked. But we didn't really want a tour guide, so this option cost us more. Plus, you can hire a tour guide at the entrance to Machu Picchu if you really want one.
We also waited too long to book our flights from Lima to Cusco. It cost way more than booking this flight months earlier, so don't make this mistake.
YouTubers don't make it clear what clothes to wear.
We went to Machu Picchu on June 21st. This is winter in Peru. Machu Picchu is nearly 8,000 feet in elevation. This is higher than Mexico City and much higher than Denver, so I knew it'd be cold. I hate the cold. So I wore 3 pairs of pants, 3 shirts, a sweater over that, and a jacket, and a winter hat. And it was so cold and dark when we got to the outdoor train at 6:15 a.m. Maddie was freezing, and I was like, you should have worn layers. Do you want one of my pants? 2 hours later, the sun is beating down and the temperature is listed as 68 degrees, but no, it felt like 102 with the sun. I was peeling off layers but had nowhere to put them because it's prohibited to carry backpacks, bags, or purses larger than 16 by 14 by 8 inches. So I said, Maddie, do you want one of my pants? Please?
There are lockers before you get to the entrance, but we didn't realize it'd be so hot. If we could do it again, we would have kept the layers on during the morning, but stored most of our clothes in the lockers before entering Machu Picchu.
Or we could have dealt with being cold for a little bit because it was scorching hot most of the time.
One thing we did right was the time of year. Dry season, which runs from May through November, and the time of day. We got to Machu Picchu around 9:45 a.m. and we were out by 12:15 p.m. We had clear skies. Some people get unlucky and the views are obscured by clouds. So we felt blessed to have perfect views.
One downside of it being so hot was that the llamas and alpacas hide. So we didn't get to see any and we were really looking forward to that.
A major unexpected plus of having a tour guide was he took wonderful photos of us, which brings us to YouTubers make you feel like you must hire a guide.
Maybe it's because some YouTubers earn a commission when you hire a guide, I don't know. But here's the real deal. You do not need to hire a guide. But if you want a deep explanation of the history and ink and engineering of what you're looking at, a guide can make sense. You can hire a guide through a site like Viator, or you might find a guide standing right outside the entrance to Machu Picchu and perhaps you can negotiate a price. We hired a guide because that was the only way we could get guaranteed entrance tickets. But there was an unexpected, awesome benefit to hiring a guide that we'll talk about in this next section.
YouTubers make it seem easy to take great photos. The truth is, it's crowded. It's not too bad, but don't expect it to be empty or that you can get unobstructed photos easily. Having a tour guide helped us because couples, families, and groups took turns standing in specific spots for photos. Without the tour guide, we'd have no one to take our picture. And our tour guide took terrific photos of us.
Yeah, otherwise we'd only have my outstretched arm for selfies and the occasional photo taken by a kind stranger.
That's because Machu Picchu has strict rules. No selfie sticks, no tripods, no drones.
You're also not allowed to jump or lie down, and both rules really cramped my influencer model style. I had to pout my lips while standing still. Lame.
Speaking of photos, we did something right, so here's an insider tip. We got really nice views from the train. The trick is to sit on the left-hand side of the train while facing forward.
But we did make a horrendous timing mistake that impacted our enjoyment a lot. We'll reveal that in a moment, but first,
YouTubers don't emphasize the need for sunblock.
I was so stupid for this. I always wear a hat and sunblock when walking for a long time outside. I live in Florida, for goodness sakes, but I figured my winter hat would be good enough. I got burnt up because I was too hot to wear my winter hat and I forgot my sunblock. Even though it was winter in Peru, the sun is very strong and Machu Picchu is over a mile in the sky, so when you raise your arm, you're basically touching the sun.
YouTubers don't say how important it is to not do everything in one day. We flew into Cusco at 7 p.m. and the very next morning at 4:30 a.m., we were in a car to the Ollantaytambo train station to take the Incan Rail Voyager train to Aguas Calientes to take a bus to get to the entrance of Machu Picchu.
We exhausted ourselves.
Learning from our mistake, we highly recommend staying the night in Aguas Calientes the night before you go to Machu Picchu. This way, you won't have to commute 5.5 hours that morning, and you can avoid being exhausted by the time you arrive at Machu Picchu. YouTubers don't fully describe the reality of the 3 circuits. We chose Circuit 2 because it's the most famous for first-timers. It was a mild to moderate hike and gave you panoramic views without a super steep climb, and also let you walk through some of the Incan ruins. Circuit 1 gives you the most panoramic views, but it involves a steep uphill hike and lots of stairs most of the way. Circuit 3 doesn't give you any panoramic views, but you get access to more of the ruins, so if you're more into the history of the place, it may be something to consider. YouTubers make you think you need to chew coca leaves. It's popular to drink coca tea or chew on coca leaves as a natural remedy to altitude sickness. However, we knew we'd only be in the high altitude of Cusco and Machu Picchu for a couple days, and we spent so much time and money getting there that we didn't want to risk feeling bad. So, we got prescriptions for Diamox prior to our trip, and it worked great. Neither one of us experienced symptoms of altitude sickness. YouTubers forget to tell you the tap water is not safe to drink.
So buy water, bring water.
Or do what I do and pack a reusable water bottle that filters tap water. Machu Picchu was a special experience that we'll always remember. Just prepare so you can fully enjoy your visit.
Please like, comment, and subscribe, and to never miss another video, join our free email list on touchdownmoney.com.